Oh, Doc.
Hey, Dan, what's up?
I've got gallstones, and I've had them for a while.
All right.
I've been drinking a lot more water, lemon juice, and taking some baking soda to relieve
Well, you know,
the...
that's a good thing to do, but it really ain't going to fix your gallstones. Okay.
Is there anything that will dissolve them or help flush them?
Well, let's take a step back. Okay, what is it that causes gallstones to begin with? And generally speaking, it's the same thing that happens in the gallbladder that happens in a glass jar when you're making something called rock candy. You end up with a supersaturated solution of sugar. You scratch the side of the jar, and these crystals kind of form out. In the gallbladder, you have a supersaturated solution of bile salts. Something scratches the side of the gallbladder, and the crystal will form, which in this case is called a gallstone. That incident is usually an infection. Okay, so you end up with an infection within the gallbladder. Gallstones are the way the body tends to react to it. So the first thing that I typically do is to start somebody on something that will thin the secretions within the bile duct and within the gallbladder. And the best thing for this, oddly enough, is N-acetylcysteine, or NAC. You take enough of this stuff, the bile will thin out. As long as it stays thin, you can start passing these little stones. Now, the other thing about NAC is it's a natural, quote-unquote, it's about as natural as bee poop, okay? It's a natural antibiotic, so it will help control the infection within the gallbladder. But you're on it for a long, long time. So the dosage is 500 to 1,000 milligrams at least 3 times a day. To this, you add something called dextromethorphan. And dextromethorphan will also act to thin out the secretions. You've got to drink lots and lots of water. Whether you acidify it with the lemon juice doesn't make a great deal of difference. You can alkalinize it with baking soda. It doesn't make any difference. Using baking soda with lemon juice makes no sense because all you're doing is taking down a salt at that point. So, Danny, that's how I would do it if I were you. Now, once you've got things thinned down, and you know it's going to happen because periodically you're going to feel like somebody slugged you in the stomach, and that's the gallbladder going into spasm because you're passing a small piece of sludge. What you can do to either push it along or make yourself a whole lot sicker is to take something called milk thistle. Now, this is good for guys. It's not so great for gals. You take milk thistle, and it causes the gallbladder to contract a bit, which will spit out these stones. If it's a really big stone, it's going to get lodged. If they're little teeny tiny stones, it'll shoot them out like so many little BBs. And that's really what you're looking for. So does that make sense, Dan?
Yes, sir. So I'll have to go to the doctor to get the dextromethorphan?
Dextromethorphan? No. NAC is something you get over the counter. Dextromethorphan is something you can get over the counter. Robitussin has it in it. That is... Mucinex is guaifenesin, and you get the guaifenesin with dextromethorphan. So Robitussin or Mucinex DM is all you need. You can get over the counter.